crying little.
Okay, what you guys see on the first of the minute of the video, that was an old video, Inacelt 2019. So, in this video, I'm also want to talking about the Inacelt 2020. But this year I feel terrible sorry. Because of the zombie virus, a terror, a whole war.
First off, the government's strategy was to try to contain the virus.
Some of the major developments we are tracking: diagnosed cases of coronavirus close in on the 20 million mark worldwide.
Well, Philippine authorities are set to implement a community quarantine of the entire region of Metro Manila this Sunday, and that's to slow down the spread of COVID-19 in the country.
All of this is happening, the rising numbers, the second wave, as winter looms, the first full pandemic winter for us in Canada. Obviously,
WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock, and we're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
COVID-19 virus. Because that virus, everything is chaos. The government, the government office, mall, fireplace, even a school with forcibly must be closed. Everything is doing by online now. Learning, meeting, even working is doing by online.
Laporan wali kota ini akan kami teruskan kepada komisi-komisi DPD Kota Pun.
So actually in this video, I feel so bad. I feel really bad because everything that must be we doing for fun, everything that have fun that we had last year is gone just because of virus. The international event that must be contained in one place and gathering many people together right now just doing by online. From this to this. I know, I know it's so bad, right? But don't worry, I still want to recap this video. Okay, but not worry. The keynote speaker this year is as good as the year before. So Habib Sakoban from Turkey, Professor Mustafa Hassan from Dubai, and Ani Alia from Australia. But in this video, I just want to talk about the plenary speaker. I just want to discuss the plenary speaker material from Wahyu Ningsih, Usadiati from Universitas Palangkaraya, from Dr. Imam Qalyubi, IAIN Palangkaraya, Dr. Maria Al-Waldini from Universitas Palangkaraya, and also Dr. Abdul Sahid from IAIN Palangkaraya. Okay, first we're gonna discuss about Mr. Imam material. In the material, he is talking about Derrida's construction. Mr. Imam say this is an important to discuss. But let me tell you first what is Derrida's construction. Derrida is classified as a postmodernist figure is due to the fact that he's considering his standard of thinking which tend to be individually or opposite universality and symbolism. Next, the concept of Derrida. Martin Heidegger say that this also disconstructed the way of discontract or destroy Hegel's and Husserl and metaphysical idea. The characteristic of Derrida disconstruction is rejecting the hierarchy of meaning, rejecting absolutism of determinism, and also rejecting metaphysics of presence and rejecting meaning that is final. Okay, language and also language is powered by human, not by a system or machine. Okay, the conclusion is the language learner freedom to autonomy in interpreting and defining the object of analysis. Okay, I make it very shorter, just make it so shorter, and I hope you guys understand. And next I'm gonna talk about what next, right? How about okay, next we're gonna talk about from Wahyuningsi Sudiati, Professor of Wahyuningsi Sudiati. She is talking about congruence of verbal signal and non-verbal signal in teaching communication. Wahyuningsi Sudiati is from Universitas Palangkaraya. The communication is continuous process to express and interpret and negotiation of meaning, which include a system of sign, symbol, language, and body language. Okay, let's go. He is telling teacher and student. Yeah, verbal and non-verbal waves. It's conquest of signal non-verbal. The function of language is a tool of communication, a continuous of expression, interpretation, negotiation of meaning, including system, body language, and including language and body language. Okay, let's go to the verbal language. Verbal language, it's a channel open or closed signal, greeting the student, asking their health, asking them open up the book of certain page, saying goodbye. Manuel's back channel prepare next back channel prepare signal like noisy like yeah alright okay, turnover signal just like slowing a tempo, pole elongation, and also falling intonation, and acoustical education and interpretable signal like a slowing the rate, speech reduce vowels, fewer contraction, and breakage signal just like by the way, well, anyway. Grecian known maxims like relate to relevance, truthfulness, quantity, and clarity. Non-verbal signal is like facial expression without though, and non-verbal means of communication is through by facial expression, just like angry like this, happy, maybe confused. That is non-verbal. So the difference between verbal and non-verbal is verbal is true by language and body language, and non-verbal is just true by facial expression. That is. So body movement kinetic include a common practice like a head gesture, just like call me later, right? Okay, and many else. That is body movement kinesis. Okay, a posture of stance is also It's also make a it's also okay, the posture of stance. The position of veering of the body while standing behave in the way of the impress. So while we teaching someone, our body's posture or stance, the position of body while stand, it must be look good. Okay, next, file language of manner of speaking, just like tone, the pitch, the volume, and the speech of fluency. So we need to thinking about this, consider about this, about the tone while we teaching the pitch, volume, speech, and weight. Okay, proximize the use of the space effect of communication. Psychology change closely, rarely emotional anxiety and discomfort. So that is the material from Dr. Wahyuni Susidiati. So we just want to talk about that we really need to consider this verbal and non-verbal while we doing some teaching communication in the class. Okay, next we're gonna talking about the next it's from Maria Aludiani. Okay, Professor Maria. Okay, Professor Maria here is talking about an what, right? Wait a minute. Teacher competence. She is talking about a teacher competence. First is professionality, pedagogic, personal, and social. First, she is talking about linguistic and curriculum and syllabus of English language applied a genre-based approach GBA, text-based or meaning. Every group of professional teachers from now as VVG do not realize why GBA. The term used language Peter per versus process, a third versus circumstances, social function and generic structure, level and paragraph. So the obstacle of the teacher is an next is language teacher. Language teacher is a competence linguistic, the area phonological, lexical, grammatical, semantical, pedagogic is when the teacher has mastered the curriculum, syllabus, and how to deliver to the learners. Sociology, social linguistic is communicate appropriately by using the right word, expression, and attitude toward a specific topic, setting, and relationship. Strategy for communicative competence that bring all academic concepts to life with the visual vertical learning and expression to help the student to understand how their schooling applies in the real world. Cooperative learning inquired best instruction and differentiation technology in classroom behavior management. Okay, the obstacle of poor English teacher is communicative approach. Large the number of the student in the classroom, and the second is lack of the speaking competence, and third is many teachers lack basic knowledge about the current curriculum and didn't understand that they were expected to develop their own lesson plans there of teaching materials. And obstacle for English teacher, the second is Teachers usually employ traditional grammar and limited handouts to GPA of teachers. Not all assessors have a similar perspective in GPA. GPA has just introduced to university students around 2015. Government program teachers upgrading do not cover GPA comprehensively. Application education, Dr. Professor Maria says the government's program on how to teach comprehend new curriculum shall be comprehensively and introduced to all the teacher. The government suggests GPA, but the teachers still think about grammarian. The second government program for teacher knowledge upgrading is needed to have similar perception and concept between decision makers and teacher. Moreover, the government should provide sources like a book, model, or handout, which are written in the simple ways for the teacher in their level. Okay, that is from Professor Maria. Let's go to the professor. Let's go to the Dr. Abdul Sahid. Dr. Abdul Sahid just talking about descriptive network analysis of ELT in publication. I just want to make it quick. So ELT is still going in the way, but some COVID-19 viruses related to article in ELT are still review or editing process. I'm a little bit confused about Mr. Sahid material, but Mr. Sahid it's try to tell that there's many platform, many contexts and many media that we can be used while pandemic, while COVID-19 still outside. And Dr. Abdul Sahid say a lot of platforms, just like an article, still going even the pandemic, but the article writer is still write the article by using the media. Okay, maybe just that what I'm talking about. With me, Kaija. Be humble and stay creative.